What's up, guys? So my name is Dontavious Hill, three-time Team USA high jumper, five-time NCAA All-American, and currently training professionally and coaching high school athletes. And today I'm sharing a story of an athlete who has reached out in the past and who has made progress since then. So who am I speaking with today?
I'm James. I'm from Connecticut, and I've been doing track since seventh grade. I'm in ninth grade now. No, 10th grade.
All right, so James, and who else is with us today?
His dad, Pete.
All right. So, James, just to start off, so I know you say you've been doing high jumps in seventh grade. Can you just kind of walk us through your high jump journey from seventh grade all the way to now?
Yeah, so basically the only reason I started doing track was because leaving elementary school, my gym teacher told me that they were going to be coaching. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Um, and I automatically wanted to be a jumper just because I saw like the high jump mat and it looked fun to land on. And in middle school, I was jumping 5'6", which was really good at the time, and I was placing and winning meets. So then once I was going into high school, ninth grade summer, I broke my ankle, so it was a little hard to go back into track, but I pushed through states as a freshman, and coming in to this indoor season, I was excited. Um, and then so at first, when I hurt my knee, they thought it was just a severe dislocation, but PT and the ortho on the second appointment said I had probably torn a bit of my MCL in there, but I made a fast recovery and I'm back now.
All right. And that's great to hear, man. I'm glad you recovered.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool that starting out in middle school, you were jumping 5'6". Like that's really high for middle school. Would love to hear, from Mr. Pete, just on your journey, just him supporting you as your dad. What have you seen from him, Mr. Pete, just on his journey all the way through?
Well, with James, it's definitely a matter of when he finds something that he really enjoys, he basically goes all out. There's really no stopping him, so it's really just a matter of being there for him and encouraging him to keep going. But most of the drive literally comes from him directly, and he's
Yes.
been having a lot of fun, met a lot of nice people through it,
Yeah.
and it's really good.
Oh yeah, that's what it's all about, just talking to athletes, like I tell them like you gotta have fun with it. A lot of times athletes will ask, well, how do you stay, positive or how do you stay confident? It's like the main thing is, really enjoying what you're doing. If you start to think too much about the accolades that's gonna come with it or the different obstacles, it can take some of that fun away from the sport.
Yeah.
And yeah. So James, so question for you. So when was it when you kind of first reached out to me on social media, just kind of getting some help?
I believe it was indoor of last year, I think so.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to you because I had seen a bunch of your stuff on Instagram and your breakdowns and like your jumping and stuff, and I was like, wow, this guy's like really good. So I reached out and you sent me a bunch of stuff I can work on, sent me like a link, and then when you started doing that like high jump school thing, I was immediately interested. It was like a big community. It was nice.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, man. I'm glad you were able to find me and see some of my content and just get some value from that. I do want to ask, so I know I sent you some information just to help you with your high jump and whatnot. I mean, and without going in too much detail of every little thing you worked on, what would you say was the biggest takeaway, that you were able to improve and get better?
I think the biggest thing that most jumpers neglect is like the mental aspect. Like you taught me, it's not just like the training and like how hard you push yourself, or like it's not just like how high you can jump. It's how you approach like the meet and how you approach your jumping and your run up. And it also, the biggest thing I took away from you was all the work to get you in the air starts with your run up. I used to just like lousily like jog my run up because I would be so focused on the jump. And you taught me that I can't jump high and over the bar without having a good run up. That was what I took away.
Oh yeah, that's awesome, man. And I do want to ask, so what were you jumping last year, indoor of last year when you first kind of reached out?
I was stuck at 5'7" and a quarter.
Okay, and where are you now?
I've been recently getting 6'2" in practice, and I'm ready to do it this upcoming meet this week.
Okay, that's awesome, man. What grade are you in currently?
10th.
Okay, 10th grade. So last year you were a freshman jumping at 5'7", and this year just started practicing at 6'2". And what's that meet PR? What's that meet day PR right now?
Meet day P. Okay, at a school meet, it's been at 5'10". At one of the meets that's like not AAU but like club meet, I've been able to clear over 6.
Okay. So pretty much 5'7" from last year, now being able to clear 6, and now you're looking to clear 6'2" after doing it at practice, man.
Yeah.
That's a really good increase. That's about 7 inches from last year. That's actually really good, man. I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Pete, what do you think about some of that progress he's made so far just in the past year?
With all things considered, it's rather impressive. The school's very limited when it comes to track in general. They don't have a direct jumping coach, so he's really pushing himself to learn this stuff outside of that and take all those lessons and really apply them when he does get to track. And he's been doing a really good job with that, very consistent.
Yes, sir. That's great. It can always be tough when you don't have some of those resources or some things in place. So that's really good that he's been able to continuously improve. And James, I know you kind of mentioned earlier just the MCL and just a little bit aches and bruises you've been dealing with. How would you say, just mindset wise, mentally, you were able to overcome that? And were any of the things I kind of told you regarding high jump helpful in that way?
I think the best thing to do, especially when you can't practice and try to get better at what you like doing, is to not break when you feel broken. Because if you break down and you focus on all the negative things that are gonna happen, then you're never gonna get better. You're never gonna get out of that hole, out of that pit.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to that. I think I dealt with one of my biggest so-called like injuries in college when I just kind of over-rotated my foot, and I thought I was just going to be out for the season, but I just kind of tried to stay positive. Like you said, don't break when you're broken. I feel a lot of athletes can take from that and learn from that. Not even just in the injury standpoint, but even just in a high jump standpoint. Like I know that in high jump, there can come times where you're stagnant and it can feel like, oh, I'm not jumping any higher, I'm not getting any better. I feel like from what you said, a lot of athletes can take from that. Don't break when you're broken. Even if you feel stuck at a height, don't give up and just keep pushing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yes, sir. And Mr. P, so what have you kind of seen from James? Just I know he said he was dealing with the MCL and all those things. What have you kind of seen from him during his journey?
The biggest part's really not losing sight of the goal, even when he was down and not able to do a lot of different things. The mental side of it is really something that he's been working on. And I think that's really what got him through the injuries and everything, and just the overall want to do it as opposed to feeling he had to do it.
Right, right. And I know you say some of those goals and some of those things and trying to keep that vision. James, what are you looking to achieve for this season?
Um, well, considering I've been able to get over 6'2", like by a good amount in practice, I'm trying to see if I could get 6'4", 6'6". It would be pretty great.
Oh yeah, 6'4", 6'6" as a sophomore. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
What would that mean for you? Like, what would that do for you to get 6'4", 6'6"? Would you be able to go to state? What would that do?
Oh, I've already made states here in Connecticut. There's not much uh to work with. Like 5'10" will win you almost most meets, especially in the division I'm in for my school. But I think 6'6" is the national qualifier for nationals. So that would be pretty great to go to, get a bag, meet people.
Oh yeah, what nationals you trying to go to? Is it New Balance or Adidas, Nike?
New Balance would be great, but Nike seems more fun because I get to, travel to Oregon and the stadium's cool. It's yeah.
Okay. Have you guys ever been to Hayward Field?
No, I haven't.
Okay, that's a great one. You guys should definitely go when you do get that qualification. Hayward Field is beautiful. It's really big. It's a big wooden stadium. They have a lot of history inside of it. It's just everywhere. Like, they have a lot of good things there that you can kind of take pictures and take in the culture.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Um, Mr. Pete, I also want to ask, so when James talks about those goals of just saying how he's been up above 6'2" in practice and wanting to go to state again and, succeed and get to nationals, like, what do you kind of think for him along that journey? Are you thinking that he can actually achieve that? Like, what are you seeing for him?
I think he can definitely achieve it. His confidence is quite high, sometimes maybe a little bit too high, but that's better than the opposite. But it's really like I said, it really just comes down to the hard work involved in doing it and paying attention to the details, which he absolutely does. That's always probably been his strongest suit, is the details. So I don't see any reason why he's not capable of doing something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when you're detailed oriented, like you say, like, and you focus, especially being 15, 16 years old, like, that's a recipe for success, right? A lot of young athletes, they just do not have that part of it. They do not have, the focus. And I'm not saying as an athlete you just have to be only thinking about track all day, every day, like, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when it's time to go practice, when it's time to go train, you focus and you put in the work. When it's time to compete, you focus and you do your best. And just with that attitude alone, you can reach, really high heights, right?
Yeah.
And so, James, I know we just talked about going to nationals and things like, and you've already been to state. Is it a goal to actually win the state championship?
My goal is I'm trying to win state opens and who knows, maybe place top 2, 3 at New England's, but I'll just see how far I can push myself.
Okay. Okay. That's great. So Mr. P, what would that mean for you to see him go out there, place top 2 and 3 at New England's?
No, couldn't be prouder. Couldn't be prouder. Anytime you set a goal and you meet it, that's definitely something to be proud of.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I could definitely relate. My senior year, I was jumping at 6'6" to open the season, and I knew that I was going to be one of the best jumpers in the state just because of where I opened. So I had set goals to go to state and win and all these things. So, number one, setting the goals is great, but number two, having the processes to actually get there is even better. And actually seeing, okay, how high do I need to jump? What do I need to do in practice? Like, how do I keep progressing? And those are kind of things that I've learned over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, that's everything I have for you guys. Thank you guys for hopping on. And
Thank you.
So thank you.
if you're the parent of a high school high jumper and you're interested in helping your athlete actually improve in the sport and reach new heights so they can get opportunities to go to state championships and eventually get scholarships, then book a call with me down below where we'll walk through how to help your athlete reach their goals.